And I do apologise to the people at home. Like, I am probably do have a bit of a cold, so I am probably going to blow my nose like at least a couple of times. So, as I said to Greg, we're just going to either edit it out or put like a humorous sound effect over the top. Let's give that a try. Awesome. So, suppose you better do an intro.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? I'm Greg from Dice Jar Games. I'm here with Keza Doyle.
Yeah, Keza Doyle from OP Manager from Your Move TCG as well. It's really good to have you on the show again, Greg. Unless this is going up on your channel, in which case it's really great to be back on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are we talking about today, Kez?
You've given us a couple of topics to talk about. I think there was a top 5 decks that we're going to expect this weekend.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
It's top 5 impactful cards. So we're talking specifically for the multi-format championship. So something a bit different. The Sans NZ Charity Championship is just advanced constructed. So with it being advanced constructed, we probably don't really need to talk about all the impactful cards and just list off like 5 hand traps.
5 hand traps? I mean, I've got my list of 5 most impactful cars here. So I picked the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, Lightning McQueen, that's from Disney's Cars, Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, and obviously Bumblebee from the Bay Transformers movies.
Nice, yeah, those are all very valid choices.
Yeah, because you said impactful cars, right?
Yes, yeah.
Cars, yeah, cool, great.
Yeah,
glad I got that right.
Yeah, so that's what I've got. I've got the Volkswagen from Herbie Fully Loaded, number 1.
Oh yes. Poor Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
What a downfall that was. How could you go lower than 30?
Yeah.
Fully loaded.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway, we should probably get back to it.
Get back to the on topics.
Yeah.
The topic du jour. Is it hard? Anyway, drifting off there. So yeah, last video we talked about our top 5 influential decks for the multi-format tournament, but I think today we're going to be talking about the top 5 cards for the main event, because that's what I wrote for. Good.
Wait, when you say the main event, are you talking about the multi-format or?
No, for the Saturday. Is this for the Sunday?
Shit.
God,
I did it for the Sunday, yeah.
Well, okay, this is good. This is good then. This is good because we're going to have 0 overlap. I don't think.
Yeah, alright, this works. This
0 overlap.
Works well.
Alright, cool. Cool. Which is even worse because I thought it was going to be for the Saturday, so I wrote 10 cards thinking that there would be some overlap. So yeah, you're going to get a bonus 5 cards for the Saturday.
Yeah. I guess this will just be like a discussion, or this is what we think is going to be the most impactful for the Yu-Gi-Oh weekend next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in fact, that would have been hilarious. We just start listing off cards. Like you're talking about Sans NZ and impactful cards. And I'm just like, yeah, I think Max C is going to be really.
If Napat would wish that, because my boy Napat, bless that man, has just gone ahead and bought himself 5 Ultimate Rare Maxis. Just on the nudge that it's going to come back. On the nudge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it is going to come back. I have just purchased a Secret Rare first edition one. But yeah, I still don't think it's coming back.
Oh, no. Just release a retrain of something. I don't know. Max C.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alright, well, what did you think? What's number 1 on your list for the impactful cards for the Sans New Zealand Charity Championship?
So this is really in no sort of real order. It is really just listing a bunch of cards that are either like deck specific or just generic ones that are either going to be a bit of influential. Now, for number one, I have Niburu, the Primal Being. And now that's not to say that it's going to be played a lot, but the fear of Niburu is a lot worse than what Niburu actually does. And I think there are going to be people that, especially who are not Dunedin locals, maybe not even South Island locals, that are just sort of come in and either they're going to be really loose because they're from a place that doesn't respect Niburu and pair up against someone that's just like, this is still a good card, I think. Or the absolute opposite's going to happen, and they're going to just sit there being like, fearing Niburu, being like, summon number 4.
Yeah, that's very fair. Like, Nibiru's a very, very powerful card, obviously. I remember it's one of the main reasons I did well at the South Island Champs last, or when that was. It would have been a few months ago now. Yeah, I just remember every time I got off, at least in that specific format, every time I got off Niburu, it was very, very, like, my opponents were crying afterwards. Yeah, I remember specifically I went up against an Adamantipator player who I managed to activate. I managed to Niburu twice in one game. So that was very unfortunate.
Jeepers. Love to see it. Here comes the rock. So yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be impactful gameplay-wise, because I think not a lot of people are going to be playing it. For the few people that still choose to run it, they're going to catch some people by surprise, just because, like, the lack of respect that some people have for the card actually existing. Number two though, surprisingly, yet another hand trap of sorts. I've got the old Roland Lockbird there.
Nice, yeah, that's very strong.
I mean,
again, that is like the closest comparison in the modern day to Maxi, I think, like, with just its ability to just completely shut down a person's turn with one card.
Especially like Drytron players and that sort of thing. I don't even know. Like, I've been scrolling back on your streams, by the way. Scroll back on Dice Jar Games streams and watch them. They are some great Yu-Gi-Oh content every Saturday, and just to see if, like, there are any cheeky Drytron players in the meta down there. But I haven't seen any on stream. I haven't seen any Drytron players on stream. This is me fishing for information, being like, tell me how many Drytron players you have.
To be honest with you, I haven't been keeping track. I think we had one Drytron player, but they weren't really playing Drytron. They'd had some Drytron cards, so not a very serious. Yeah, they weren't playing a very serious deck. They were just trying to have some fun and build cards, build a deck with just some cards in it.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. I like to see a bit of fun there. But yeah. There are quite a few decks out there that do constantly require multiple adds from the deck to the hand for them to resolve properly, and I mean, like, just Roland Lockbird, right time, bang, it's just going to get you.
Yeah, for sure. What was your number 3?
Number 3 there, so number 3 here, I have got Mystic Mine.
Oh, yeah. This is my most hated card in all of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I think it belongs in the Niburu slot. Like, it's one of those cards that, people joke about and is not very respected until you get beaten by it, and then you just, like, you sit there swearing a blue moon and things like that. They should have lost that card. You have to respect that. People are going to come in with a Mystic Mine deck, and you are going to have to be prepared for it.
Yeah, no, Mystic Mine is one of those decks that someone plays it against me and I'm just instantly in a bad mood.
Shoutouts to Drew in Christchurch, by the way, for bad moods against Mystic Mine. He does not like that deck.
Yeah, no, I'm with Drew on this one. I think he's perfectly reasonable. That's yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's an argument to be had that it makes. There's an argument to be had. I was going to say there's an argument to be had. It's just as interactive as any other deck in Yu-Gi-Oh these days, but it's, yeah, I don't know. It's just so oppressive.
Yeah. At the same time, I do think it's good that a card like that does exist, because it does add, like, another access to the game. Like, it's not like, oh, I'd have to play complete monster spam. It's just like, no, I can just plop a field spell down and.
Yeah, I'm never gonna like that. I'm never gonna like that card, ever.
Oh, no, yeah. That's very fair. Let's get that taste out of my mouth. Let's come along. Let's move along.
Yeah.
So, another impactful cards. There are 2 here, actually. I've got them sort of like a slash. What is that? Angle, //
Slash?
Yeah. Yes. So I have DD Crow's / Cycle Reader, because they effectively do the same thing.
Yeah.
But so I didn't actually follow up on that thread because we were discussing the other day like whether this tournaments this weekend will be adopting sort of the new rules in regards to cards having to remain where they go in order to activate.
Yeah, cards will, that is how it's being ruled for this event. So hopefully I'll be putting out a post within the next few days for judge questions and stuff like that, and that hopefully will be covered in that post. But yeah, like we will be adopting the new rules that have been being used by the remote duel the qualifiers overseas and the OCG as well.
Yeah,
for this event. So
cool. So just a short explanation on that. Before, like, if something, say your Sangan goes to the graveyard mid-chain, it would need to still be in the graveyard when the chain resolves and a new chain starts for it to activate. If you were to chain something like DD Crow that removed it from the graveyard before the new chain started, you won't get the effect, I believe.
Yeah. So I think the example is if you were to use an effect to tribute Sangan as cost from the field, and your opponent chained DD Crow targeting Sangan, then the way the chain link resolves, Sangan will resolve first at chain link 2 because the chain resolves backwards, banishing Sangan, and then obviously chain link 1 will resolve. So Sangan misses its opportunity to activate in the graveyard because it's no longer there. Cool. At the point of time where you're able to activate it.
Which makes DD Crow pretty powerful, and Cycle Reader absolutely crushing against Drytron.
Absolutely, very, very strong.
Decks. Main difference being DD Crow can banish any card, Cycle Reader can banish 2 light machines.
Yeah.
But, I'll finish this up. I'll finish this up quickly. So there's a couple of like slashy ones because it sort of involves 2 cards here. The next 3.
I've got those in my multi-format list as well.
Yeah.
So
So I'll just finish off the list. So for the impacts, I've got Shadow Schism / Shadow Winder, like being able to like fusion off a Winder on your opponent's turn, mid-chain, plus pop a card as well when Schism leaves the field, that sort of thing. It's literally a 2-card combo. The Schism and then summoning the Winder makes it both as impactful. Same can be said for IP Masquerena and Goddess of the Underworld, being able to link summon on your opponent's turn whilst using one of their monsters to drop a link 5. That's insane. And then the last one as well is more similar to Schism and Winder, and that's Tri-Brigade Revolt and Shurag the Ominous Wind. Like being able to bring back 4 monsters, link summon them off into Shurag, and then just banish something, non-targeting banish from the Shurag there.
Very good points. Totally agree with you there. They're all very strong. What was the first one you said?
Schism and Shadow Winder.
Yeah, Schism and Winder. Yeah, I think like Winder, like Schism is what breaks Winder. I think.
Yeah.
Like was Winder, it's always been like a really strong card, but generally speaking, one of its weaknesses has been your ability to try and play around it, right?
Yeah.
If you know there's going to be a Winder on board, you can build your deck around the ability to try and out it, right? Whereas now with Schism, you really like they could just activate it at the exact right time, and you have got absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can do, as well as being able to remove a dark monster if you're playing against a dark deck with Schism after the summon as well.
Yeah.
Incredibly strong.
Yeah, it's bloody annoying. Like you said, like if them like going into your turn, the window's already on the field, you know it's there. You can sit there and go, okay.
Yeah.
But like spending your entire turn just baiting around, being like, activate Schism now, please. Come on, do it.
Yeah.
It's like there's that scene in Dark Knight with like Joker like trying to egg on Batman, just be like, do it.
Come on, I want you to do it. Come on!
Oh no, that was the worst Heath Ledger impression.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but
oh, that's what you're here for. You're here to argue with me. Tell me my card picks and my impressions suck. But yeah, like I said, same can be said for IP Masquerader and Goddess of the Underworld, like just linking off your board plus an opponent's monster, just being able to do that. It's sort of a bit better because it's telegraphed from the Masquerader being on the field. Revolt, you know the Revolt's coming because they've searched it, but it's just like when they're going to decide to just bring everything back and then bring back Shurag to just wipe something off your board as well. So I think those are all like going to be massively influential, and like how these decks sort of function is really going to dictate how people play the game this weekend, really.
Yeah, for sure.